Hello everyone, in this video I'll review the Ultimea Apollo P50. The team at Ultimea sent this over for a review. It's the big brother to the Apollo P40, which I reviewed several months ago on my channel. I'll put a link to that video in the description below, along with a link to the Ultimea website. As always, my comments and thoughts in this video are all my own. Ultimea has not directed me or influenced me in any way. We'll start with an unboxing and look at everything that comes with this projector. If you want to skip the unboxing, you can use the chapter markers in the video timeline to skip ahead. In the box is the user guide, power cable, HDMI cable, warranty card, and the remote. The Apollo P50 is a native 1080p projector. It will accept a 4K signal, but max resolution is 1080p. It supports HDR10. It has an LED light source and outputs 800 ANSI lumens. The optical engine is fully enclosed to keep dust out. It's just over 10 inches long, 8.1 inches wide, 6.7 inches tall, and weighs 7.1 pounds. There are two 10-watt speakers. In my opinion, the speaker performance is pretty on par with other budget projectors. I didn't find them materially better or worse than any other budget projector speaker. There was enough volume to be heard at a reasonable enough distance, but if you're incorporating this into your home theater, maybe go with an external audio system. For connectivity, the P50 has a LAN port, two USB 2.0 ports, one HDMI port, an AV input port, and a 3.5mm audio jack. For wireless, the P50 supports 6G Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.3. On the top of the projector is a power button, a back button, some directional buttons, and a select button. On the remote is the power button, mute, screen sharing, setup, input select, some directional buttons, a select button, back, home, menu, volume, autofocus, manual focus, Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, and USB. Turning on the P50 for the first time, we see the Ultimea name as it powers up. It has a number of smart features which I'll touch on in the review, one of which is the autofocus and auto adjust, which it does automatically during startup. Again, this is the initial startup, so it's prompting me to select a language. Then there's the network setup, but I'm going to skip that for now. The autofocus worked well, but the P50 did not square the image completely on the screen. It was just a little off, not a big deal. I just physically moved the projector until it was square. It does have auto and manual keystone correction, but I try not to use that at all because it can impact resolution. I also did not fit it to my 120-inch screen. I wanted to place it a little closer and project a smaller image to get as much out of those 800 lumens as possible. Here is our home screen. Top left is a search selection. The second icon takes you to some general settings. There is an input selection for HDMI, audio video, USB, DLNA, or a Bluetooth input. You can choose a picture mode, standard, movie. In personal, you can make adjustments to brightness, contrast, color, tint, sharpness, and reset back to the factory settings. There is a dynamic mode and natural. I'll leave it in standard mode. Back to settings, there is a screen mode selection. It's currently in auto, so it won't allow me to make a selection. I'd have to change it to manual and general settings, which we'll look at shortly. There's a selection to manage your network and a selection to take you to some additional settings. I'll circle back around to those and access that menu through the home screen. There is a smart key which will allow for quick access and management for a wireless device, manage music, and set a sleep timer. Back to the home screen, the third icon is where you can access some additional settings. Picture will allow you to turn color enhancement on or off. Color temperature can be set to normal, warm, or cool, and dynamic contrast on or off. Sound provides options for your audio output. You can choose the projector speakers, an external speaker device via HDMI, headphones. You can disable the projector speakers, or you can use both the onboard speakers with headphones. And there is an on-off option for audio volume control. You can manage your network, manage your Bluetooth devices. System allows you to set language, input source, clock, change the standby mode, and activate the screensaver. Through connectivity, you can manage your connected devices. In projection settings, there is a projector mode where you can select the appropriate projector placement based on how you plan to position it. Whenever the projector is moved, it will automatically refocus. In autofocus settings, that can be turned off or on. It also autofocuses every time it powers on. That can be turned on or off. You can also adjust the keystone and zoom here as well. One of the cool smart features of this projector is that it has obstacle recognition, so it will automatically adjust the picture away from anything that might be in the way of the projected image. So if there is a side table or picture frame or light switch, you can set the projector wherever and it will do all the work in setting itself. That function can be turned off or on here. The projector can also detect your projector screen size and adjust itself to it, but that can be disabled or enabled here. And finally, in About Projector, there is some technical information about the projector, software management, legal information, and a factory reset. Back to the home screen on the upper right, you can quickly access your network settings. The last icon will provide some local weather information. I haven't set up the network yet, so no information there at the moment. And there are some apps already installed. I won't walk through those, but you can see them here. The noise floor in my home theater is 34 decibels. At about 2 inches from the projector, I got a measurement of 53 dB. At roughly 2 feet away, I got a measurement of 39.6 dB. And at about 6 feet away, I got a measurement of 38.3 dB. So it's a little audible, but pretty on par with what I've heard from other budget projectors. The Apollo P50 can produce 800 ANSI lumens. In my dark, light-controlled home theater, the light output of the projector was just fine. Overall, the P50 performed well. I thought it did especially well with colors. The Avengers is one of my go-to movies. Lots of bold, punchy colors. Iron Man's armor in this clip in particular has that brilliant deep red. The P50 is picking up color, the bright highlights, and a lot of the damage and wear on his suit. It also does a good job with contrast. This scene from Pacific Rim Uprising is bright and vibrant, and the contrast is giving the picture pretty good depth. The P50 also did a pretty good job picking up bright highlights like those in this scene from The Dark Knight Rises. This is a darker scene. I would like a little more detail in some of the darker scenes I demoed, but the overall picture performance at this price level is pretty impressive. Regularly priced at $299.99, the Apollo P50 is well worth the buy if you're looking for a budget projector. The picture quality is among the better budget projectors I've seen in this price range. I was mostly impressed with colors and contrast. This is where the P50 really shines. I thought the performance at this price point was impressive. It's a great entry point for folks new to home theater or if you're just on a tight budget. I think it's great to have good products available at such an accessible price point so that more folks can get into home theater, because I like having the theater-like experience and I want to do my part in spreading the passion and the fun of it all. In this case, letting folks know there are all kinds of affordable options available, and the P50 is one of those options. So thank you for checking out the video. If you have any questions about the projector, leave them in the comments section below.